What's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA.Patriot.Cards, and I am finishing up my row 4 today. Row 4 of my case, and I am dividing my collection into keeps and potentially non-keeps, and then I'm going to make out a list of 3 or 4 cards that I'd like to add to the PC. At some point, and possibly turn that second pile of cards, the non-keeps, into some of those cards on that wish list. Lots of these will be in one-touches today, and then a few of my modern baseball collection. So let's just start here. Aaron Judge Dynasty from the 2020 Dynasty. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Yep, 2020 Dynasty. This is a gold parallel. This is 6 out of 10. Interesting to note on this, I did grade this and it came back an 8. Had great subs except for the surface, which got a 7. So it came back an overall 8. If you can tell, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it if it comes through there, but you see that line that goes across the bottom. It's about 1 millimeter up from the very bottom, and it looks like a factory defect. It goes all the way across, so it came out of the Topps machines like that, which I got this cheap. It had a breaker seal on it, like it came out of a break, which is a trick some people will use. They'll do that. They'll get like their stickers, or they'll order like they'll make stickers like they're breakers, or they might actually be breakers, and then they'll seal the card if it's in a one-touch. And it gives the impression that the card was pack pulled, in a break, and then they just, sealed it on the spot. I know a lot of breakers do that. That's kind of what they do, as a brand promotion type thing. But then I guess you could also do that just to thwart off anybody from actually looking at the card really closely, which would work, because when I received this, I looked at the corners, looked at the window, turned it over on the back, everything looked cool, but I definitely did not see that. I'm not accusing the seller of doing that, but who knows. I got scammed on Facebook Marketplace just buying a little radar detector for my son's, for a little pitching radar detector. Some little girl out there, she looks like she's in her early 20s, scamming people with baseball equipment. I talked to another guy who got scammed by her like a day after so there's so many fucking scammers out there, man. Sorry, kids, if you're watching. This one's cool. It's Clutch Factor. It is Kyrie. I picked this up right after the trade was made, and the reason I'm popping the cover off of these cards is just to give you a kind of a closer look, because these cloudy, scratched up one-touch covers, man, they really take away from the eye appeal of some of these cards. That's just a flat out. I know I say it a lot, but it just flows so easily. It's a gorgeous card. 7 out of 25 on this. Chunky game used patch. I love these Clutch Factor NT parallels. You'll see a Dirk. Actually, no, that Dirk's at grading. I have a couple cards still at Beckett being graded from the last Dallas show, which was in early March, and the next show actually comes up in a few days. It's this weekend. Looking forward to that. I was hoping to have that BGS submission in my hands by the time this show rolled around. I still don't have shit. So I did run it on the cheapest level though. So I mean, maybe that was my bad. Here is a nice Travis Kelce on card. This is a playoff ticket out of 25. I mean, nothing real super special about this card other than it's a Kelce and it's on card. And it's pretty cheap, not being a rookie, and it's still sealed. But yeah, I got to be putting these in piles. So these are both keeps. This is a keep. They're just, you know, they're not huge cards, but they're cards I'll keep in my PC. Now, here's one interesting story about the flawless Mahomes, about just Mahomes patches in general. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. And I heard this, and then I kind of vetted it myself, and it's turned out I haven't been able to dispel this rumor or this fact or whatever it happens to be, but Patrick Mahomes does not have any game used patches out there. I don't know if it's because his stuff would cost too much. I mean, I can't imagine. There's Tom Brady used game used stuff. I don't know why. And like I said, if you can tell me I'm wrong, then I'd be happy to admit that I might be wrong. But as far as I understand it, yeah, all the patches that you'll see in Patrick Mahomes cards are player worn only. This one definitely is just player worn, as you can see up there at the top. The enclosed player worn material. This is a second year card. Actually got this. I remember the day I got this. This was in, let's see, he was drafted in 2017, didn't play his rookie season except for that last game in Denver, and then came and started his second year. This was game one of his second year. I think they were, I can't remember who they were playing. I was sitting on my couch watching the game, and I thought, damn, this kid's good. So I went and looked, and I found this. I wanted to get a patch auto. Of course, this is a second year card. I think I paid $200 for this, or $250 maybe. Now, these range anywhere from 4 to 8K, depending on whether it's graded or not. Yeah, so this Mahomes is big enough of a card that that I'll put it in my non-keep pile, just because I'm running out of trade chips, and especially if I graded this and it came back a 9.5, I think it's upwards of 6 to 7K at that point, and that could really get me far toward like a Luka Blue Ice 9.5, for instance, which is one of the cards I'd really like to get into the PC. So generally, if a card is sealed, I keep it that way. But with such a markup from the sealed comps to the BGS 9.5 comps, again, I've seen comps on the raws, on the sealeds, like around 4, and I've seen a comp on a 9.5 that was around 8, I think 7 or 8. It would be worth popping this out and grading it if I could double my money on that. So I'll put this in this will be one that I potentially move. Here are my 2 piles. Next up, Luka Doncic. This is an immaculate. This is a first off the line. Got to make sure I keep this case as nice as possible, because this is probably one I will not be popping out of the seal. Actually, this is double covered. This is one of those tight fit team bags, or I'm not even sure where you get these. Maybe you guys can tell me. But the bags that fit really snug, they're really nice, as opposed to these. But yeah, this is a first off the line. This is 22 out of 24 on card auto, premium edition, nice 3-color patch. I mean, this card is gorgeous. Everything to love about this card. It was pretty expensive. I traded into it pretty high. But the thing about these premium edition first off the line Luka RPAs from Immaculate is that they came as redemptions in the first off the line products. Those boxes are high, super high. And now that it is 2023 and this is a 2018 card, Panini will not honor these redemptions any longer. So they're not fulfilling those. If you went out and pulled a redemption for this card, you will not receive it. I don't know if they would make it right some other way and give you something of equal or lesser value or greater value, but the pop count on these, just as far as what's been graded, is like, I think, less than 10. So it's very possible that there are fewer than, or I'd say 10 or fewer of these physical RPAs out there that are numbered to 24. So that's kind of an interesting aspect to this card. Definitely a keeper for me. Will not move that. On to possibly my favorite card in my collection. Look at this beautiful, flawless, game-worn Dirk Nowitzki championship tag with the auto, still sealed. This comes out of 2016, 2017 Flawless. This is so special to me, obviously, because I'm a huge Maverick fan. I'm a humongous Dirk Nowitzki fan, and this card basically represents his entire career. I mean, all the blood and the sweat and the tears, literally, that he poured into his team, into his career, into his legacy is sort of represented all in one card here. I remember picking this up at a Dallas card show back before they started having them at the big convention in Allen. They had this one in Frisco, and it was, the Dallas card show used to be a smaller show. They used to have it at the Hilton Garden Inn in Frisco, and there would probably be anywhere from 20 to 30 tables at those shows. Same guy was running it. Kyle was running it back then. And then when COVID came around and the whole country shut down, Texas was one of the states that tried to stay open as much as possible. And Kyle kept that show going, and it grew so much because there were just no other options out there for card shows. So that was a humongous opportunity for the Dallas Card Show to take a jump, to make a leap in growth and in importance and significance in the hobby. And so it remains as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, recurring card show in the country. Again, this weekend is the show. They have them every other month. Sometimes you'll go, depending on how the months fall, the weeks fall, you'll go. I think it'll be about 10 or 11 weeks since the last show. But man, I'm so lucky to be right here in the backyard of this show, because my whole collection has basically been curated in one way or another through that show. So I'm very grateful for Kyle and all the people that he works with to continue to put that show on. It's a great show. If you've never been, you got to go. It's Thursday through Sunday. It's that hotel is magnificent. The way they let the collectors really just kind of take over the whole hotel. Trade nights that go on into the wee hours of the morning, and just room after room full of tables of cards, and then the big, huge showroom is full. The who's who of the hobby is there. The Dallas Card Show is a magnificent show, so make sure if you can to get down to one. I prefer it probably to the National. I've never been to a National, but all I hear about the National is how crowded it is, how hard it is to get up to a table to actually do deals. So for the convenience, the size, the opportunity, you can't beat Dallas. But I say all that to say, when I bought this, it was from a local collector. Shout out to Randy, that had a big Dirk PC, and he was piecing out cards one by one. I really had to kind of twist his arm to get this. Now, where I got this card, the price point I got this card, it's quadrupled in value. As far as, there's two of these. This is the 1 out of 2. So the 2 out of 2 sold for about $11K. I had an opportunity to try to make a play for the other one, but I just, knowing what I got into this card at, I just couldn't justify paying like 4 times more for the other one. So, but the thing is that he also had the 98 Topps Chrome Refractor in a PSA 10, which is like a pop 7 or 8 card. And he was making that available as well. I should have bought that. Damn, I should. I have a 9, but the 10 is everything. But I chose to go with this instead, and I probably would choose that over again, because this is just Now they've made other championship tag cards for Dirk. I think they even have championship tag autos, but yeah, those don't. They hit the scene, they get snapped up, and they don't leave. I mean, the collector base for Dirk is just wild. So this is a coffin card, as Cage calls him. Um, Definitely not going anywhere. This one, it's just your standard run-of-the-mill, flawless Dirk patch auto. This one's out of 25. It's nice, big chunky patch, still sealed. I bought this a while back when these were still affordable. This is probably a $1,500, if not more, card at this point, but paid way less than that for this. And yeah, I would have no reason to move this. As a matter of fact, I'm always kind of looking for cards like this of Dirk to continue to grow my PC. But yeah, if you don't have a Dirk auto in your collection, you got to get one. So that stays. This one is hard to get back into the team bag, so I'll leave it. But this one is actually, it's the impeccable silver ounce NBA logo, I guess you could say. It's not really. I mean, it's not a logo man, but it does have the NBA logo man on it. You can't really call it a Dirk logo man at all, but I think I paid $200 for this even. And hey, if the price of silver ends up going to where people think it will go, some people at least, this could be a card in the four figures just based on the price of silver alone. But yeah, it's kind of a gimmicky card. I've had a chance I've seen a couple of these come up, and I thought about grabbing more. Matter of fact, there was, what's that name of that set? Eminence, maybe? There was an auto, a silver ounce Eminence auto, just like this, but it was horizontal and had an auto that my buddy had, Alan, one of the local dealers that always sets up at the show. This is a keeper. Anyway, he had that, but I don't need two silver bars, in my collection. One will suffice. So on to some DAC stuff. Now, I'm not even going to break these out of the team bags, but this is 44 out of 99. It's a rookie die cut on card. And what a disappointment DAC has been. I would move that. Maybe they can make a run in the NFC. The NFC is so wide open that it's possible. Here is a bronze parallel. This is actually a jersey number, 4 out of 49. Still sealed. Pretty cool with the jersey number and then some 2016 Prism DAC rookies. This is out of 33. This is out of 75. 33 out of 75. If you don't know the story about the DAC auto pins, I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that explain it. But yeah, DAC had the brilliant idea to sign his cards with an auto pin, a pin that like signs for you, and it was just a horrible idea. It was quickly snuffed out, and so Panini had to end up putting stickers on the ones that he signed live, because like I have a purple scope, purple ice, one of them that was supposed to be signed, and it's blank still. So I could go just sign that, and if it didn't, but and pass that off as an auto that DAC signed, because it has the autograph is guaranteed by Panini America statement on the back of it. It's in my collection. It's not even worth dragging out, but without the sticker, you can pretty much assume that it's not legit. It's either auto pinned or faked. So if you are in the market, if the Cowboys do start making a run and you are in the market for a Prism DAC rookie auto, make sure it has the sticker on the back. This movable for me. Man, I should have sold this when I had a chance. I had an offer around $10K for this. Can you imagine? I did, however, sell my BGS 9 National Treasures RPA with a star patch for like $17K. back when the Cowboys were on Hard Knocks. So that was a good move, but I should have just dumped all my Dak. And here's the sticker again. This is a camo out of 25. It's a color match. Has so much potential. Just I need Dak to do something. This is a cool card. This comes out of Flawless, first off the line from 2020. CD Lamb, dual rookie patch auto, still sealed. I love CD Lamb. I think he's a great player. Last year kind of had a coming out party, and this year I think that will continue. How about a 2011? No, 2000. Yeah, it says 2011. 2010, 2011. Dez Bryant, National Treasures RPA with the star. He did sign off the window here a little bit, but you never see these, first of all. And yeah, I have one. They're not terribly valuable. They're out of 99. They're the true RPA. I can't remember. I traded into this a while ago. It's been years ago. But, I mean, yeah, just as a Cowboy fan with a Cowboy PC, got to have a little Dez rep going on. So, sorry. This is a stay. And so is, no, I'll move this. If I was going to keep one Dak card, it would be this. But I would also move it at the right price. We'll put it here for now. Okay, that's enough with the one touches. So my keep. Here we go with some baseball. 2012. Now this is going to be mostly Rangers, the first couple, because I'm repping my city, as Crosstown Cardboard likes to say. I am repping my city. I have a 2012 Bowman Chrome Refractor Corey Seager PSA 10. These are numbered, aren't they? I guess they didn't number this year's version, but it's the first Bowman. This used to be a humongous card back when he was with the Dodgers, and winning the NL Rookie of the Year, I think, is what Corey Seager did. But he had tons of promise back then. He's still a great player. This is actually in a 10, a PSA 10. I think this is a Pop 8. So very hard grade. I don't know that it would receive a 10 on the auto. It's a little streaky there, as most of this first Bowman refractor for Seager, most of the autos do have a little streak in them. I mean, I'd move this. I don't have any huge attachment to Corey Seager. 91 Topps Traded Tiffany Pudge. Gorgeous card. This came up on Facebook recently, and I grabbed it. Coffin card, for sure, 100%. All right, let's see. Let me just show you all of these together. So, Josh Young, yes, it's Young. J-U-N-G is pronounced Young, like Michael Young. But this is Josh Young. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the base first Bowman autos, all PSA 10s, and then I have 2 of the refractors numbered out of 499 and a PSA 10. I probably would keep 1 of these and move the rest, but I'm kind of letting them marinate a little bit. He's off to a great start. He won Rookie of the Month for April. Just mashes the ball all over the yard. So I actually ended up winning an auction for a blue PSA 10 that I had shipped to ship my cards. That will be here soon, and I'll do a mail day when that gets here. But very excited on the pickup of Josh Young when we drafted him 8th overall out of Texas Tech. Funny how teams will kind of, I guess they scout them because they're local, but they'll pick up guys that are sort of right in the backyard, so to speak. And Young, being out of Tech, was definitely in our backyard here. Sometimes those pickups work out, and sometimes they don't. So far, so good with him. Moving on to my Bo Bichette stuff. Now, I picked up all of this stuff kind of in the bubble when it was a lot more valued at a lot higher of a price, but I still believe in Bo Bichette. I love him. He's a great player. 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire PSA 10. Very cool card, color matched rookie. And then again, I've got two base PSA 10s, and then 3 refractors. At one point, these were going for about $2,500 a piece. I think they're around 600 now, which is more of a result of just the hobby as a whole, coming down off of that bubble popping, than I think it is having to do with his performance, because he's having a great year. Had a great year last year. So if I were to do it, I'd keep one and move the rest. Now into my Royals stuff. Nick Prado. If you're looking for a guy that's really cheap, he was a first-round pick. I think he was in the top 10, if not top 15. Sort of like Jared Kelenic. I don't think he was as big of a prospect as Kelenic, but this kid is still super young, and he's still getting his footing in the league, but he can get hot. He can go nuclear, as a matter of fact. And I think he's a great player. So if you're looking, if you like the Royals at all, at least, grab you a Nick Prado. They're really cheap. That's a base. This is a blue. I don't think anyone would even want these, so I'm keeping them here, at least not yet. And then my MJ Melendez, another young Royal with lots of promise that goes under the radar. I think he was a second-round pick in the 50s. Kid works incredibly hard, but he's got a rep as a bad defensive catcher, so they move him around. I think he plays a lot of right field, but man, this kid can mash. And then lastly, to round out my case, let's talk about the kid, Bobby Witt Jr. So my love affair with Bobby Witt Jr. starts, because he's a local guy. He's from Colleyville Heritage, which is out by the airport. It's literally a 20-minute drive from my house. I've coached my team that I coached. My son played on select baseball before he got into high school. Played a couple games on his high school field. Like my son said, Bobby Witt Jr. is every middle-aged white baseball coach's favorite player. And that might be true. I actually picked this up raw at the show a couple shows ago, graded it, came back a 10. So it's out of 2022 archives. He's silver, and it's numbered out of 50. Pretty cool, 17 out of 50. Then the 2022 Topps Update Rainbow Foil. These are the full foil card that are tough gems. I don't know what the pop count is, but unnumbered. Just a really cool flagship rookie card for Bobby. Got a refractor. So I bought into him when he was super high, when he was right before he got called up. And then I sold or traded most of those first purchases, and then got back into him after he dipped. Now he's continued to dip from the point where I got in on a lot of these cards, but he's so sneaky good. Julio took a lot of, just robbed him of a lot of his limelight with the year that Julio had last year. But if you compare the two players, their numbers are very similar. He's having a better start to 2023, but he's super fast. He's got pop. He plays a hell of a shortstop. Man, look at some of his defensive plays so far this year and his highlight reel from last year. This kid is really special. It's going to take him maybe a year or 2 or 3 to get his power numbers up and to get his average up. But he battles every at-bat. He strikes out a little too much now, like Julio does. Like he said, I saw in an interview when he talked about the main difference between AAA and AA and the majors is that you've got a guy that comes out, the starting pitcher, he's going to throw 90 plus, and then in the 6th inning you got 95 plus, the 7th inning you got 95 plus, and on, and in the 8th or 9th inning you might have 99 plus. So the major leagues, they just keep throwing these just gas. It's just these pitchers that just max out. They throw 1 inning. They throw as hard as they can. They have devastating sliders. I can't imagine how hard it would be to be a young rookie, a young player with a ton of um, hype and a ton of expectations placed on them, and then you get up to the majors and you have to face these guys that are blowing 95 plus inning after inning after inning, and you wonder where your numbers went. It's almost like playing the show on like a hard level, and it's just like impossible. That's what I would imagine would be like 1/10 of the experience that he and Julio go through every game. They're phenomenal players. I don't have a Julio. I had a couple. I traded out of them. When I make my wish list, I think I'll put a 20. I think I'll put a first Bowman blue refractor auto on that wish list. So I got some big boys here. I got the Atomic Refractor. This is out of 99. I think it's numbered right here. Yep. PSA 10. Another one. And then I was after this card hard when he first came out. They were just untouchable. I don't have it on like I saw the sale go down, but I heard from some collectors I trust that when last year, right when the season started, that his blue PSA 10, this card right here, sold for $20K out of the Vegas Mint Collective. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. They do about 5 now. They were doing about 12 when I was trying to get into them, but I just couldn't. So I continued to wait, and I was able to get into all 3 of these via trade, bought one, just all of it. Love him. He hit a bomb last night. He's having a great year. Every time I can, I try to turn on the Royals game and watch him hit. And I love him. So that is that. All these wits I'm keeping. Not forever maybe, but definitely until he establishes himself as the truly great player that I think he will be. So there you have it. So I guess my next video will be possibly like talking about some of the Grail cards. I can bring up pictures and maybe make a little list and just see if I can attain some of that stuff. But there you have it. That's my collection broken down into the keeps and the not keeps. If you have any questions, let me know. I challenge you to do the same to your collection. Make a video, throw it up. I'll definitely watch it. Drop a comment in this video and let me know if you do that. And I'll sub to your channel and I'll watch that video. And then, yeah, we can be YouTube buddies. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Until the next one, we'll see ya.